Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I am back for the hashtag 50 stack challenge 7. This is the 7th one of these prompt assignment challenges. Each week I draw 2 prompts out of my bag. All the prompts are in the bag from the beginning of the challenge. And the idea is to make one piece of ephemera for each of the 2 prompts. So for example, last week, number 7 was ledger paper. And I made this little fun envelope out of ledger paper. So you can see the ledger paper better when I remove the journaling card and the tag. So that was what I did for ledger paper. But you could have also done like a tag with a piece of ledger paper on it. You don't have to use the whole piece of ledger paper. And you also don't have to make the same thing that I make. You can choose your own base and interpret it the way you would like. Ledger paper. And then 8 was grungy. And for grungy, I have to grab my journal over here. I did this frame, and it's just a little tuck spot for my journal. All right, so and that way you can see it in a journal, one of the pieces in a journal. So I do use them. I don't just make them and then not use them. They do go to use eventually somewhere. So that was 7 and 8. So we have number 9 today. Number 9. Maybe. Number 9 is tissue paper. So whatever kind of tissue paper you want to do, like if you want to do some kind of Mod Podge with a decorative tissue paper, or you can use like this plain sort of tissue, like sewing tissue, or this is, I think, what do they call that stuff? I'm drawing a complete blank. Cicada wing paper. You can use anything like that, however you want. And then number 10. Number 10 is label. So any kind of label you want. Sorry, they are doing some sort of, I don't know what, yard work stuff. So number 10, label. Number 9, tissue paper. Number 10, label. And I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So the first thing we're going to work on is tissue paper. And I don't think I need 4 sheets. I have 4 here. And this is actually, I think that's cicada wing paper, but it's basically the exact same thing as tissue paper. So I've got 3 sheets. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a little pocket out of it. And many of you may have seen this. This isn't a new thing, but I always forget about it. So I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I want to do this. I'm going to put one of these little tags from my new kit in there. This is my Rustic Christmas that I showed on Friday. So I kind of want it to be a good size for that. And it's super simple. I mean, you can make them as fancy as you want. Like you can make them like with flaps and all kinds of things, but I think I'm just going to do the pocket itself, and so you can just take that in and out easily without having a flap that you have to worry about closing and all the things. And then I'm going to use pinking shears here to kind of, and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger than the size of that, obviously, because otherwise once you sew it and all that, it won't work great. Just trying to go slow so that hopefully I don't completely mess it up. And I'm giving myself some extra up here because I want to round the corners, but trying to do it with these great big scissors and all that is not the easiest. Okay. It's very fiddly, so know that. Probably the best thing to do maybe is clip it just so that it quits trying to squiggle out of my hands. I think. And it's probably not going to turn out perfect because, I mean, as you all know, if you try these projects, sometimes, I'm telling you. But yeah, whatever kind of pocket you can make out of tissue. You could also, if you wanted to make it a little bit like more rigid, I'm trying to decide, I think what I'm going to do is cut this. You could glue it to like some cardstock or something like that first and then make your pocket, but I kind of like the way they feel when they aren't rigid. They're just tricky to make this way, that's all. And then I'm going to fold this over because I know trying to put something in and out of that ruffly edge like that, it'll just be getting caught all the time. So I'm going to put some glue under this. And you could stitch it as well. I kind of feel like this end got a little wonky over here. These giant old pinking shears are kind of a pain for me because my hands are not fantastic. I have arthritis in them, and it's not super bad. It's just enough that. So I'm going to run a stitch across that, and then I'm going to stitch the whole thing closed. But this is real wonky up here, so I'm going to redo this. And you'll see once you get the basic shape and you get it stitched, it's fine. You can also make them out of sewing tissue, which is what I've normally seen them out of. But I just thought it might be fun to do one out of a plain kind of a tissue. So I'm going to go stitch that. And the first thing I'll do, like I said, is stitch across there to keep that down. And then I'll stitch the sides closed. And then I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. I stitched across here first, and then stitched up the sides. So it's a little wonky, but hey, you know, it's handmade. Just remember that part. Okay, so we are going to use this cute little Santa because he's adorable. And then the one thing you need to remember if you're going to do this, if you glue anything on here, it can stick, you know, go all the way through because that tissue is porous. So just, you know, think of those things. Like I'll probably take this little plastic doodah, put it inside of there so that whatever I glue, hopefully you don't glue the whole thing together is the goal, right? I'm going to take a piece of the paper from the Rustic Christmas kit, which is in the description box, the link to my Etsy shop. And how tall do I need this? Not that tall. I'll tear this side. He's just so cute. I love that Santa. I have this that says naughty or nice. And that's just from a piece of scrapbook paper. I don't even know. It just was in my box of random Christmas tidbits. Doesn't need to be quite that big. Need to say hugs and blessings. Hugs and blessings to Fern, Renice, Lori, and Beth Ann. Thank you guys so much for watching and for your kind comments. I really appreciate all you guys so much. I do, I do. So it'll go something like that. And then maybe, I got this little flower out. I don't know where it could go. It's kind of big. Might put it on there. I don't know. Welcome to new subscribers too, and welcome back to any of you who have watched me for a long time or a short time. I really appreciate it. Just gonna put a little piece of this. I think it'll make the connection better for top and bottom. Kind of thing. Don't want to cover that up entirely, but I want this like here. You guys have anything exciting going on? Ooh, it's this on the other side. Shorthand. I think I just turned it upside down. I have no idea. Yeah, so it would go this way. I think I want that. We're just trucking along, doing our normal day-to-day around here. Not much exciting going on. It's that time of the year, you know, once you get into fall and whatever. Like my son's back in school. So I'm not going to see him a whole ton. I feel like this is still really wonky and it's bugging me. I like the strings. But yeah, it'll be pretty calm around here until the holidays. So, which is fine. That's actually how I like things, but we had a busy summer and it was quite fun. Really with the glue stick, it shouldn't be too bad, especially if you've got 3 layers of the tissue, but the liquid glue is where, I just realized I missed that corner, where you're going to have a problem if you aren't careful. I mean, that doesn't do a lot up there, but it's just, I don't know, I just wanted something up there to make that so it wasn't just a blank spot. Put that right about there, I think. Those I just got, I think, at Hobby Lobby. I had them for a long time. Like the little bag of them lasted a long time, so I don't totally remember, but I think that's where I got them. Sounds right. No clue if they still have them or not. You don't really have to ink these a whole lot because they are on a kind of brown paper. But I can't help myself. Kind of want him like pretty much down at the bottom. Or if it would just like be better, something like that. Yeah, I think I like that better. So this look goes well with you know, the rustic Christmas. The only thing is, with this back part, it'll get glued down to the page, so it won't be flopping around, but you will have to make sure you glue the layers if you make one like that. Otherwise, you could end up with a weird issue. Use this since this is a little thicker. See, it is sticking just a little bit down there where that liquid glue was. So just be mindful of the glue you're using if you do the tissue paper pocket. Very cute. And then we're going to do a tag from the kit. And I got a snowman. He's cute. I'm going to put him, I think, here. What did I do with... I had another little Merry Christmas. Where did I put it? Probably put it away. My word. Oh, there it is. And that's in the in the kit too. It just says Christmas. I want to put down maybe just a little, sorry, big reach. Maybe a little piece of like music or something. I like doing like the rustic or primitive or whatever because I can make it grungy. I know I'm covering up my snowflake. It's okay. You can almost hear Frosty the Snowman, right? Kind of want it like off to the side a little. Right there. And then it'll get, you know, piece of fabric up at the top. I always forget about that part and I never plan for it, but it will get it. And then that goes in there. That is what I have for tissue. There's all kinds of cool ones that I've seen people do, so not my idea, but definitely fun. There's that one, and it's a good, gives you a good rustic feel. I might even ink it a little. And I like all the strings hanging out and all that. I know, I'm getting my glue spreader all inky. I'm going to go ahead and put a little glue in these because I know that will be an issue at some point. So if you just glue them together, I mean, you could glue the whole thing together, but not sure. Yeah, I think it's just going to stay fine, especially once you glue it down onto a page. It's just so hard to glue whole sheets of that stuff together because they tear and they're moving and, you know, all of that jazz. All right, so label is number 10. Sorry, that was number 9. This is number 10. I thought I got them backwards. Not that it would matter that much, but. So I have a glue page. I have a plain card with the center taken out. I have lots of labels. These are from, I think it's Leanne Scrap. I will leave the link in the description box below. So if you want some of these labels, you can go get them. I'm going to put this piece of music tissue on here. So I guess these could be for both, but I always like to make 2 pieces rather than just one. But I probably definitely could have, because I'm going to put other tissue on here too. I just want the white one to go on first because it's so white. Just wanted a little music on there. That was fun. I might just let it hang off too and not even worry about it. Yeah, I like to cut the centers out of frames, or yeah, make a frame by cutting the center out of a card. That's what I'm trying to say. Then I'm going to take this tissue, which is the same as the other tissue, put it over this so that it just takes away from that shininess. And you can sand it. I don't think it's imperative to sand it. I'm just going to wing it. But the sanding probably is good for adding tooth, but it's okay. We're just gonna go for it. And I don't care if it's wrinkly. It's my clock downstairs. And yeah, this is going to be not so exciting to watch because I have to cut out the center, so I apologize. Feel free to fast forward, I understand. It's definitely not very exciting. But if you're crafting with me, I appreciate it. And I really appreciate it if you like, subscribe, comment. I love comments. I answer comments. And I know you can't maybe do it every time, or if you're watching on your TV, I totally get it. And I'm not, it just does help any channel, not just my channel. So it is nice when people do comment. I do appreciate it. Because us little channels on YouTube, it's rough going for us. We just don't get the attention that the big channels get. And I know you know, people look at mine and say it's not a little channel, but it is compared to the really big channels. I mean, yeah, I'm not new. I've been doing this for 7 years, so I do definitely have some subscribers. And I really appreciate that. It's just, we don't get the big numbers. Because crafting isn't everybody's thing, and I get that. Okay, so we have our little frame, and I could have done that ahead of time, but then some people wouldn't know how, or, you know, some people want to see that, so I try to do that. And then I'm going to put some of this in the background. I like this one. This whole page kind of reminds me of old Christmas wrapping paper. I like that. I like it a lot. I loved wrapping presents when I was a kid and teenager. Well, still a kid, whatever. My dad would have me wrap all the presents. Even my own, sometimes he would tape the box shut. And but I did enjoy it. It was a lot of fun. But now, being the age I am, I'm kind of over it. I don't know why that. It's sad that happens, that you kind of, well, some people don't. Some people love it forever, but I don't know what it is. After a while, it just has lost its fun, I guess, or something. I mean, it's always fun to see the kids and all that. But once they're grown up, you know, it's not as fun as when they were little. I have no idea what that book is about, so I apologize if there's anything bad on there. I have not checked it out. It's just a glue. It's just a glue page. But sometimes I get those books from the dollar store, and some of them are little wow. Or a lot wow, I don't know. But as I always say, I didn't write it. Maybe we'll round these corners. This one. Put my lid on there a little. And I will back it, but I'm not going to worry about that this minute. Probably should do that ahead of time, but I always forget until I flip it over like that. And then it's like, oh yeah. Then we're going to take our frame and kind of do it a little cattywampus. I'm going to use this as a card that tucks in the side here. So I kind of need to figure out how close. I don't mind if it hangs over a little bit, but I don't want it to hang off. So I think about there is where the card is going to have to go. I'm just going to put it on, gluing very close to the edge. I'm only going to do 3 sides because that way whoever ends up with it, if they want to, they can slide a photograph under there. So I'll just leave the one side open, even though I'm just kind of using it as a tuck. So I think about here. And I did this the other day and for that autumn journal, but I was like, oh, we can do it again. Then we're just going to put labels all around. And you could, I guess, leave some of these as tucks, but I'm just going for it. The only thing I don't want to do is get to where I'm gluing that closed. That's the important thing. And I'm going to put this one up here, Twinkle Lights. I think this one's going to go here. Maybe I should do that one first. Snow. This, I don't know if you would consider that a label. I think more like medallion or something, but I don't know. I mean, it is a label. It says snow, so it labels something, right? The holly, I kind of do want to hang over this little. I printed these on cardstock, so they're not super thin like just a piece of paper or something. They're a little bit thicker. So I kind of want this side to get glue, not the other side. Hopefully I didn't go too far. I might have. Where did I put? I'm going to grab the paper towel. Nope. Okay. And this one, I think like that. That one gets the glue all the way. And then I have Cozy Blanket and Sleigh. Could do Sleigh down here. I'll do Sleigh there. I love cozy blankets. That's one of my favorite parts of winter. Because I'm always cold. Okay, so we need to pay attention here, Amy. So, about right there. You can't say I did not use labels. I don't know how I came up with this idea. I don't know. It's kind of silly. I'm not putting glue on the very bottom because I think I need to not to. You can always add more glue, but taking away glue is a whole nother story. I mean, you can, just sometimes doesn't work. I think that's good. And then we're going to take this. I want to make sure that it will still slide in here, okay? I might just trim a tiny bit more off of this. I finally put a table behind me so that I can actually like trim stuff a little bit easier. And then I'll back that as well. So it's another little writing spot. That tucks right there. And then we're going to add to it, if I can pick it up, a snowman and the Christmas, I guess you could call it a label as well. It's like all the things that are Christmas. Well, I mean, there's a lot more than that, but you know what I mean. That's thin paper, so I'm going to put glue stick. He's got to move down. He has to move down or his little pom-pom's going to be hanging out the top. Oopsie, the little signs are over his face. I did not think of that part. It's okay, it's not too awful. I could scoot him up a little bit too. No, that doesn't help. All right. That is what I have for tissue. And so tissue paper and label. So those are fun. You could even, this one could be a pocket too. You could glue 3 sides and have it as a tuck. So that is also a possibility there with that one. So if you don't want to have it as a journaling card. I feel bad that I put the signs right over his face, but what are you going to do? All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and we will chat again soon. Love ya. Bye.